Some looked at the structures rising above Pittsburgh's north side and were awestruck. The three gas storage tanks were massive. In fact, the tank closest to the Ohio River was the largest in the world, and it was enormous, rising 200 feet into Pittsburgh's thick, smoky air. But others, well, they looked at the tanks and wondered, isn't this dangerous? The tanks contained natural gas, and they sat in a densely packed neighborhood, a place where houses and schools crowded next to factories and warehouses. As the years passed, though, the tanks became a north side fixture, and concerns about safety receded. It's 8 o'clock on Monday morning, November 14th, 1927. 13 men climb atop the biggest of the three gas storage tanks to make repairs. They're carrying acetylene torches. The tank was emptied 2 weeks ago. As the men begin their work, a bell sounds at the John W. Conroy School a few blocks away. 1,600 students file into classrooms. On Reedsdale Street, 1 block from the tanks, Mrs. Sally Brown lies snug in her bed with her daughter and husband. And at the Pittsburgh Clay Pot Company, situated next to the tanks, John Blazak goes about his duties as an elevator operator. On an office wall there, a clock ticks. It is now 8:45. We know the time because the clock at the Pottery Company is about to be knocked from the wall, and it will forever be stuck in that moment. Pittsburgh Fire Chief Richard Smith may have the best view of what happens. He's sitting in his automobile, crossing the Manchester Bridge. He sees the giant steel tank suddenly rise hundreds of feet into the air, like a great balloon. And there it pauses, for just an instant, above John Blazak in his elevator, and Sally Brown on Reedsdale Street, and the children at the Conroy School, and all of those living and working in one of the city's oldest districts. Then the tank bursts, like an enormous bomb. John Blazak's elevator bounces into the air, then stops at the 3rd floor. He crawls out of the cage and into a scene of chaos. Screaming people jam the halls and stairs. He struggles down a stairway and out of the building. At the Conroy School, windows shatter and plaster falls from the ceilings. Classrooms go black. Children huddle in the corners of wrecked rooms. Some panic and run through the hallways, looking for an exit. Those who make it outside are engulfed by a cloud of black smoke rolling up Fulton Street. Sally Brown is blown from her bed. She regains consciousness outside. She has landed in a wagon. Sally opens her eyes to see Reedsdale Street filled with dazed and bloodied people, calling out for their loved ones. Houses on her street have been blasted open. Beds and bathtubs and fireplaces now perch precariously in rooms exposed and naked to the elements. Oddly, Sally's husband and daughter were untouched by the blast. 200 feet from the tank, a streetcar stops dead in its tracks when a chunk of falling steel tears through the trolley lines. Rusted girders and other pieces of the tank are crashing all around Reedsdale Street. They plow through roofs and walls and porches and automobiles. The concussion travels to Pittsburgh's downtown business district. Windows shatter at the Joseph Horn Company and at Kaufman's. On 1 block of Stanwix, not a pane of glass remains unbroken. Slowly, the smoke lifts. The stricken North Side district is revealed. Streets are filled with bricks and glass and debris. At the Conroy School, the principal and janitor round up the panicked children and evacuate the building. The blast has broken water mains. Streets near the tank are flooding. At the Pittsburgh Clay Pot Company, water fills a basement. Workers there are trapped by collapsed sections of the building. Police officer R.L. Richmond emerges from the Ohio River. He's carrying a 2.5-year-old infant who's miraculously alive after being blown into the water. 28 people are not so lucky. The first are found near the tank. 9 men, their bodies burned and mangled. Bodies are pulled from the flooded basement of the Clay Pot Company and from flooded low-lying areas along the nearby B&O Railroad. The injured fill the rooms, hallways, and steps at Allegheny General Hospital, And at the Allegheny County morgue, relatives and friends file in quietly to view the remains of loved ones. As dusk settles, acetylene torches flicker as workers cut apart the remains of the tanks. The structures won't be rebuilt. Most of the houses on Reedsdale Street will be demolished in the coming days and weeks. New structures will take their place. Then their time will pass, and they too will be demolished. Those who once called Reedsdale Street home would not recognize the massive structure that sits today where those giant gas tanks once loomed.